Stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Pepper. Here. Newman.
Here.
Letty.
Here.
Dustin.
Here.
Doug.
Here.
Thought you called me. Then I answered here to somebody else. Can I get, Mark is not going to be in attendance tonight. Can I get a motion to excuse Mark, please?
Motion to excuse Mark Duff.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, ayes will carry. Correspondence, I don't have anything to go over. We do have a couple of new board members that we will go over after the cases. ZBA minutes from March 17th, 2026. I know it's been a while, but does anybody have any changes, concerns, questions? And if not, I'll take a motion to approve as is.
I move to approve the minutes as is.
Okay,
Second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Presentation of the cases. ZBA case 26-751, Richard Fink, 788 Wolverine Drive, Wolverine Lake, Michigan. Basis for the appeal, 1250.06 setbacks from property lines R1 LF single-family dwelling. The minimum required lakefront setback is 35 feet, or the average setback of 4 adjacent lots, which is 85 feet, whichever is greater. Applicant proposes a 58-foot lakefront setback to construct a deck. Mr. Fink? Come on up to the microphone, state your name and your address, and tell us in detail what you'd like to do, please, sir.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Rick Fink, 788 Wolverine Drive, Wolverine Lake, 48390. So we have an existing deck, and we're relatively new to the area. We've been in the house about 4 years now, and the prior construction of that has been shown that it has some safety concerns. So we contracted someone, got our estimates, and we want to replace the deck with something newer, better, safer, a little bit more aesthetically appealing. And the basic difference from the existing deck is going to be about 6 inches wider on each side, which doesn't impact anything appearance-wise. But this one, we're going to be going from the lake side closer to the lake with putting 5 steps coming down. So it's going to be a little bit longer. We contacted our neighbors on each side, and visually, our house protrudes a little bit further than all of our existing neighbors on either side. And so we went to them, showed them pictures, and walked a lot with them to see if there were any objections. Everybody was amenable to that because it wasn't going to change any of their sight lines or views. And I don't know that it's necessary, but I actually have the blessing of the neighbors on either side. They both sent emails saying that, they viewed that, looked at it, we showed them what the construction was going to be, and that they were very comfortable with that.
Do you have an email from them?
I do have emails from both
I'll
of them.
take it from you if you have it.
Okay, absolutely. And then, so those are the ones that are joining our house on either side. And then with the next door neighbor, so 2 doors over to the south and 2 doors over to the north, those houses are all pulled back further, so they can't even currently see our deck right now. So again, there's no visual impact, no negative visual impact for either of them. And so, do you want me to bring this up to you?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is from neighbor on the south. Oh, wait, I hope I didn't make a mistake. That's, yeah, short and sweet, but.
Cool. I will give these back to you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to read them, and then I'll give them back to you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that's kind of it, summary.
Okay.
Any questions I can answer?
We'll probably have some questions for you potentially, but if you want to stay up there, or if you want to sit back down, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay.
Whatever you'd like.
Thanks.
At this time, would anybody in the audience like to speak on behalf of this gentleman? Like to speak against? I'll close to the public, open to the board. So this is something that we see quite a bit. It meets the minimum setback, but then you have those adjacent lots that seem to always be the concern, which I think we've talked about in the past, that I know that's being worked on through planning potentially. That something may change with that, but as of right now, it's, that's still the rules that we have. It sounds like they have a safety concern. Our building inspector could probably,
No safety concerns. The reason, it's really the shape of the land to his neighbor to the south is what's causing this.
Yep. Any concerns with the existing deck, though? Is there
I have not seen the existing deck.
You have not seen it? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there's considerable change in shoreline between what used to be the old Aborn house and his other side.
Yep. Yep.
Even within the same property, if you look at the setback,
Yeah.
I mean, the shoreline goes
Yeah, jettisons back in.
Quite a
through
difference.
the property.
And, that's part of being around the lake. At least we're not dealing with the promenade like we deal with some other stuff,
Exactly.
which is always a fun thing for us to
Right.
deal with. I don't have any questions. This seems like a pretty straightforward scenario. I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free.
I just want to confirm with Mr. Fink. So that the deck is going to be the same size as it is now, with the exception of 6 inches on either side and a set of stairs down the front. Is that right?
Yeah, it's going to come out. And hang on one second, because this gentleman is the one who's going to be constructing the deck.
Okay.
Well, if he would like to come up, state his name and address, and give us all the information he has, that'd be wonderful. Just give us your name and your address, sir. And you're okay for him to speak for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Jamie with Cedar Works Deck Builders, Jamie Ruddy, R-U-D-D-Y, and an address of here or my house.
Whatever you'd like.
All right, 1119 Covington Road, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan.
Thank you, sir.
And I do have a picture. The reason why we're not keeping this frame, just to put in, it's when they constructed it, they bolted the bond to a Z-brick, which is like a brick siding, like 3/4 of an inch thick of like this fake material. And I have a picture of it right here. The whole thing's got to come down. There's multiple problems, but that was the first one. If you wanted to take a look at. So we need to take that down to flash the house and then make it a freestanding deck. And that's kind of where it came into an all-new deck. So I can answer any of those questions.
So I know what you're talking about, but some may not. So are you saying that there's a safety concern by leaving the existing structure up and then redecking it because of how that's bonded?
It's a completely non-code compliant deck. And I can't even work on it without getting a permit and improving it to today's standards. And the only way to do that is to knock it down. I mean, to really start over, because it has to be totally removed. Yeah, it's a safety concern, 100%.
Okay.
You cannot do that. It's, I don't know. It's how it's even, it's so old, I don't know how it was like that to begin with, but
see that a lot
that's
in the
what
village.
started. Was the main thing was, all right, let's change this thing. It's, in not a great shape. But if you look at it from a distance, it could look all right.
Right, but it's just not safety compliant for today's codes.
No, I wouldn't have a big party on there.
You would or would not?
I would not. No,
I wouldn't either.
no, I would not.
Okay. Do we have any questions for the contractor?
I just have a question. Are there, I don't see any covering of the deck, so there's no plans to have a structural cover to it, correct?
You mean on the outside, like a skirting, so you see underneath it?
No,
No, I think she means like a pergola or something.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Just a deck, and I grab my folder over there. We're either, I have to look, we're either doing a glass rail or a very, like elegant aluminum rail. Everything's smaller now. I could grab this. We're doing, okay, so we're doing aluminum spindles. They're 3/4 inch spindles. The top of the rail is 1 inch thick and the bottom's 1 inch thick. 1 inch in height. So from a distance, it's very open and airy. And that, I think no matter what, that's going to improve the look.
Yeah, no, it should look great.
What we're doing now is it's going to match 2026 look and really improve the property, I think.
More importantly, the code.
And a code, yeah. And if,
Anybody else have any questions for the contractor?
I don't.
No?
Can I see?
thank you.
What's that?
Can I see the emails?
Yeah. Matter of fact, you can see them, and you're going to read them.
Oh, okay.
You can.
Rick, this is from Raj Kapari. Thanks for reviewing the new deck design you're working on. We appreciate the heads up and look forward to it. We are supportive of this as it will improve the overall appeal of the area and make a nicer place for us to share time together. We have no concerns or objections about the deck and supportive of its implementation. And from Rick Seaman, Rick, no, I'm sorry, this is from, Rick Seaman. As we discussed, your plan for the deck as proposed does not really impact our sight lines as our house has purchased, has a much greater setback, and that was the way it was when we purchased it. Answer from the two, excuse me. Oh, sugar.
Don't be giving me that, don't be giving me that hantavirus stuff. I don't want any of that.
I'm not sick, I just, I talk for a living, and
I can tell.
I'm at the end of my,
You're at the end of the day.
yeah,
You need to want to grab some water?
yes.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, so we got both neighbors on each side. Anybody want to see these, or we're good? Okay. That appear to be all for this. I'm going to put these, I'm going to make these as part of our variance checklist, so I'll turn these in. Anything else we want to go over with the homeowner or the contractor? If not, we can go through our checklist.
I'm ready.
Okay, you guys ready? All right, agree or disagree that special unique conditions and circumstances exist which are peculiar to the land, structure, or building involved, which are not generally applicable to other land, structures, or buildings in the same district. Bonnie?
Agree.
Patrick?
I agree.
Kathy?
I agree also on a couple different things, the layout of the property and because of the current structure not meeting the current building code.
Okay. Jennifer?
I would also agree.
And I agree as well. I think the safety concerns, number one, and the layout of how the property lays out puts them in a little bit of a bind. And then we also have neighboring approval. Everybody, to me, that's going to be a big thing as we go through this. We have neighborhood support. Agree or disagree that little interpretation of the provision of the zoning ordinance would deprive the applicants of the rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district under the same zoning terms, and the variance is the minimum necessary. You know, I do think there's a lot of decks that are being, or that we have approved and that are built that don't necessarily, will meet the original setback, but maybe not meet the neighboring setbacks, which is really what he's asking for. So I would agree that the interpretation would deprive him of that, while others do enjoy.
I agree also.
Agree.
I agree also, especially because you're kind of doing it to upgrade the safety of the structure.
Yep, agree.
Agree or disagree, the special condition of circumstances does not result from the action of the applicant. They are not self-created. Well, I mean, he's obviously self-creating it because he's creating a new deck. However, he does have a safety concern with his existing deck. It is not up to current code. It is not probably structurally safe. So I do think that this is a circumstance, which I normally say most of these are self-created. I think this one might be not as self-created as we've seen some others. But again, he is doing an additional deck. But his current deck is not up to not only code, but it sounds like it's a safety concern. So what say you, Bonnie?
I'm going to say, agree.
Patrick?
I was thinking to disagree based on the fact that the applicant is choosing to redo the deck.
Yep, that's very true. Is that what you want me to put down?
Yes.
Okay. Kathy?
I will say agree because of the pre-existing condition of how they bought the deck when it was, when they purchased the house.
Jennifer?
I also agree.
I will agree with this as well, just again, for the pre-existing condition and the safety concern. I think this is a deck that is, that needs to be swapped out based on the picture I just saw. Agree or disagree, the granting of the variance will be the harmony and general purpose and intent of this ordinance. I think we all can agree there, correct?
Agree.
Yes.
Agreed, yes.
Anybody disagree? Agree or disagree that the variance will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the general welfare? Anybody disagree there?
Nope.
I agree, and I think we can cite the neighbors' support.
Yes, thank you. Agree or disagree that the spirit of this ordinance shall be observed, public safety secured, and substantial justice done. We all agree?
Yes.
Agree.
Yes.
Again, I'm going to go with neighborhood support and safety concern.
Excuse me.
You okay?
Yeah, I said, excuse me.
All right. Who is,
I'd like to make a motion.
of course.
I'd like to make a motion to approve ZBA case number 26-751 for the property located at 788 Wolverine Drive for a dimensional variance to section 1250.06. Applicant proposes a 58-foot lakefront setback to construct a deck, and that's based on checklist items 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Do we include all of them, or?
We could actually include all of them because they're all in the positive.
Yeah, okay, based on all the checklist items.
Okay. Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
A second.
I'm sorry, who's that, Kathy?
Yep.
Thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Everybody clear on what we're doing?
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Tupper,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Brzezowski,
Yes.
Reto,
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes. Okay, you are approved. I do not know how long it's going to take to get your permit. What do you guys think? What are you working on?
Takes them about a week to give me they won't issue a permit until we get the ZBA meetings, takes, our minutes, it usually takes about a week. So hopefully less than that.
Okay.
Hopefully by next Thursday, I would say.
Check in the end of the weekend, next weekend, not this coming weekend, obviously, then the next weekend. Maybe it goes into the following week, but, right around that timeline, you should be able to getting your permit. Happy building. Your contractor knows what he's doing, so I know his deck, so he'll do a fantastic job. And remember us when the party happens, okay? Congratulations. You're welcome. Have a wonderful holiday weekend.
Sure.
Would you be okay if I kept, sir, would you be okay if I kept these emails and put them for the record? All right, fantastic. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. No, I don't. If you guys want it for your own records, but no, we don't need it.
Thank you again for your time.
You're welcome. Have a great day. All right, next case. Ashley, can you pronounce your last name for me? Mio?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm terrible at last names. Ashley Mio. ZBA case 26752, 1660 Lookout, Wolverine Lake Drive. Basis for the appeal, 1280.06, subsection C, section 1, subsection A. Swimming pools, spas, hot tubs, and similar facilities. In non-lakefront yards, no swimming pool, spa, hot tub, or similar facility, and the decks, walks, and the appurtenances thereto shall be located nearer than 10 feet from the side or rear property line of the lot or parcel upon which is situated or nearer to any street on which the lot or parcel abuts than a distance of 10 feet greater than the building setback. Applicant proposes a 5.2 rear setback to install a hot tub. 1280.06, subsection C, section 2, subsection B, swimming pools, spas, hot tubs, and similar facilities. The maximum dimension for a spa, hot tub, or similar facility shall not exceed 8 feet wide by 8 feet long by 39 inches in height. Applicant proposes installing a hot tub that is approximately 7 foot 8 inches wide by 13 foot long by 51 inches high. All right, so we have two separate things we're going to be talking about. So I can have a motion to open the case, please?
I move to open ZBA case 26-752.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Ashley, come on up, or whoever, come on up to the, state your name and your address, and tell us what you'd like to do.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Bonamy with Creative Design Build, here with the homeowner tonight of 1660 Lookout Drive.
1 second. Ashley, you're okay if he speaks for you? Okay, go ahead, sir.
The homeowner grew up in Wolverine Lake and has owned the home for more than 15 years. We are requesting approval to install a swim spa in the rear yard of the property. Currently, the ordinance does not contain specific language regarding swim spas. The proposed spa location is in the southeast corner of the property, set 10 feet from the south property line and 5 feet 2 inches from the east property line. The requested variance is necessary to allow reasonable use of the property and will not create an adverse impact on neighboring properties. This is a corner lot with a unique shape, and there's a large septic system that occupies a significant portion of the rear yard, which greatly limits placement options for the spa. In addition, the proposed location currently contains a shed that is substantially larger than the swim spa, and that shed will be removed as part of this project. If the spa were required to maintain a full 10-foot setback from both property lines, the functionality and usability of the space would be significantly impacted. To further minimize visibility, we are proposing to install 6-foot evergreen screening to shield the spa from view. Based on the unique conditions of the lot, the limitations created by the septic field, and the additional landscaping being proposed, we believe this variance request is reasonable, justified, and will create no negative impact on the surrounding neighbors or the community as a whole. We did receive one letter from the adjacent neighbor at 1650 Lookout in support of the project. They're the ones that are most impacted. And we can answer any questions, and I don't know, you may want to add something.
Would you folks like to add anything if you're no? Okay, very good. We may have some questions. If you want to hang out there, if you want to have a seat, whatever you'd like. All right, so now we're going to open to the public. Anybody who'd like to speak on behalf? I don't see anybody against. I don't see anybody. Close to the public. Open to the board for any questions or comments, not only to the contractor, but also the homeowner.
I have a question. It does say it's going to have an insulated cover. Is it going to be a locking cover, or will there be a gate fully around the spa?
There is an insulated locking cover, and the properties are already fenced in as well.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's fully
I'll just-
contained both ways.
okay.
I think by code now all these have to have a locking cover.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
So making sure.
Fence, so the fence
Yeah,
will
that's
really
the first
provide the
No.
safety that the code requires. It has to
No.
be a 4-foot non-climbable fence, to swing out gates
Perfect.
but the lockable cover takes care of it.
Yep.
How is the swim spa different from a hot tub?
When I talked with the city, it was based on the size is the reason why we're here for the one variance. Because it's all a contained unit, they're classifying it as a hot tub, and the hot tub can only be so large. So that's why we're here. There's no language for a swim spa in your ordinance.
Right, but my question to you is,
So how does it,
why do you have, we allow for an 8x8 hot tub. So is there something different about a swim spa other than it's just a bigger hot tub?
the swim spa is designed it's more of a therapeutic, so you can actually swim in the unit. There's a propulsion jet that forces water so you can swim against it.
Thank you.
Yeah, my daughter actually does some practicing in a swim spa, and it's not a hot tub. Just so everybody knows, I have a lot of experience with a friend of hers has one of these, and she does a lot of practicing at her house. My daughter's a competitive swimmer. It is not a hot tub. You don't want to be sitting in there. Trust me. Those jet propulsions will move you. It is not a hot tub. I think maybe that the ordinance might need to be adjusted a little bit, that we might want to talk about that, but it's something we can bring up with planning down the road. Because I do see how there's a little bit of a hole there in the way that ordinance is written. And I think this ordinance has been written relatively recently, but
Yeah, it was just revised not too long ago.
I think we might need to revise one more time because these are fairly popular.
I would say gaining in popularity.
Yes, two of the people on my daughter's swim club have these at home. They don't live in the village, but yeah, it's something that people use quite a bit. Any other questions?
I have one question, I don't know to direct it to, but, so with the house being on a septic field, is there any concern about the loading of the water from the,
No, because it's not on the field.
spa to the septic field?
No, it
It's not
doesn't.
on the
appear
field.
That it's beyond the
or
field.
the,
No, I meant like the discharge from it, so how often do you drain that?
really with that, I mean, maybe once a season, but typically that water stays in there, so.
That's a pretty big field.
Would they drain it to the ground surface, or?
The water gets treated, and then they usually would pump it out to the yard, and then it would percolate in.
Okay.
A lot of times they'll do like a 50% change, but if there was heavy use. It's more like a traditional pool, not like a hot tub where, that can get changed 3 times a season.
Right.
But you're talking about a lot more water volume.
Is this all above ground?
Yes.
I do have a question. I'm just curious. play devil's advocate. I mean, the location of the swim spa as it currently is shown with the 5-foot setback. What if you were to like flip that above to where it shows where this countertop patio area is? I mean, it seems like if you were able to move that upward, you might be able to fit that in with the current setback. I don't know. Is that something you guys considered?
We looked at a couple of different layouts, all different, we were kind of confined with the septic field and the tanks there. And then if we pushed it in to meet the setback, then it pushed it so far forward that there was a lot of unusable space behind the unit. Obviously, it is like about 53 inches tall. So then that kind of shields the view to the backyard as well. So if you put it in the middle, you're kind of limiting, like wasting the space behind the unit as well. So, and with the additional evergreens in the back there, no one's going to see that. It's going to, dampen the sound as well. So we felt it was reasonable to have it in that location. And I don't know if anybody visited the site, but there's a large shed there now that would be removed, and that is much larger and much more significant of an impact than what this new landscape screen unit would be.
It looks like from this drawing that sitting at the bar, they'll get more of a view because they're not going to be, the trees aren't going to be blocking the bar area, the sitting area, where you've brought the trees up to where it's more blocking the actual spa. So if you flipped it, now you're having to add more trees coming back towards the residence. But then where the bar area is, now all of a sudden I'm looking over and staring at some evergreens. I'm not staring at open space. Is that accurate?
That sounds correct. Yeah.
I'm just more concerned with the height of it. I mean, that's a big tub in the backyard. That's, 15, it says 59 inches, that's,
51.
51 inches, okay, well, still.
Yeah, I don't know what, my neighbor's got one, and it's taller than 39 inches. Because, they have to just basically hop up and then hop over it. But again, like I said, these are not hot tubs, where a standard hot tub is that 39, 40, 41, probably somewhere in that area. These are a different scenario. These are actually, because you've got to get down in there to swim. And, we've all been in standard hot tubs. You're not getting down in there to swim in a hot tub. I don't care how wide open it is. This is actually, you're getting in there and swimming, so.
I understand. I'm just, for the benefit of our neighbors, I'm just trying to figure out where it might fit in between we don't allow above-ground swimming pools, but we do allow hot tubs, but this is
Well, we actually do.
50/50.
We actually do allow above-ground swimming pools.
I guess they're not lakefront, so I guess that's true.
Right.
Yeah. Even though there are some on the lake, but they've been there a while.
Yeah.
And it appears that, based on what I'm seeing, is that the property owner at 1650 Lookout Drive, I give my full consent to the property owners at 1660 Lookout Drive to build the swim spa as they wish to build. I do not find the addition to be any disturbance that our homestead. I feel the homeowners at 1660 Lookout have well thought out the plans and in no way kind of hindrance to our property. And that seems to be the person that would hinder the most.
Is that the one that it abuts up to the?
Yes.
That's the letters here if somebody wants to review it, but that's by Jamie Gonzalez at 1650 Lookout. So that's the person that, to me, seems to be the most affected, and obviously if other neighbors had some concerns, I think we would have some here. Any other questions or concerns that we have for the homeowner? Because like I said, we're gonna have to do our checklist twice.
Well, just one more thing just regarding the height variance that they're asking for. Was there any consideration to bury it at all to meet?
We found in the past when you bury it, it becomes a drainage issue. So then you're basically creating a well for water to drain. So then we'd have to daylight the water somewhere else. The yard is relatively flat. So, and I think in regards to screening it right now with that shed, there's no screening around the whole shed. With this spa, we're proposing to screen it completely. So you're not going to see it at all. And we're putting 6-foot arborvitae in, they're green giants. So you won't even see that tub at any point.
I understand. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to make this fit, the ordinance. Understood. Okay.
I think from a structural standpoint too, I don't think these are really meant to be buried. I think these are more meant to be placed on a pad. At least that's been my experience with them,
Sometimes if you have a deck, you can
Yes.
do it that way.
but not buried in the ground.
But if you bury it in the ground, then if you need to service it, then you have limitations on how you can access the pumps and,
Right, you're
because
right.
it's all one contained unit.
Right.
Okay.
All right, you guys want to go over our checklist?
Sure.
Thank you so much for all your help.
Yeah.
Have a seat. Is there anything you'd like to add? No? Okay, very good. Give me a second here, guys. All right, agree or disagree that the special or unique conditions and circumstances exist or are peculiar to the land, structures, or building involved, which are not generally applicable to the other land, structures, or buildings in the same district. Keep in mind, we are on a corner lot. Bonnie?
Are we doing this one?
We are doing this just for,
Are we doing
yes,
for
thank
the-
you, sorry about that.
Setback first.
First one, yeah, the first one we're going to do first, which is applicant proposes a 5'2" rear setback to install a hot tub. So just adjust the setback, 5'2". And the code would be on that
10-foot ordinance.
10 foot.
And the general purpose of the ordinance is more for sound. So you're not having a big party in this hot tub right behind your back neighbor, being loud, that kind of stuff. So the arborvitae's would deaden that sound quite a bit. That was the intent of the ordinance.
I'd like to see you have a party in a swim spa. That would be interesting.
I mean, it is a swim spa, but it also has jets and it's also heated.
Heated, yeah.
I mean, you
How do
can
you-
sit in it, but, I mean, it's really technically, it's not meant for a hot tub, but
It's kind of like a both. It's got like, it has seats for a hot tub and it also has a swim spa jet.
yeah.
So
All right, so we're at 4 foot 10 inches and, you know, the arborvitae's, as our building inspector said, is going to knock down the noise, and that's really the biggest concern. So let's go back. So we're talking just about the rear setback. So Bonnie, what's your thoughts on the first one? I'm going to say I agree. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I will too, based on the septic field.
I think location and I think being on a corner lot makes this a very unique property. Patrick?
I agree. The lot is irregular in shape.
Yes, and being that it's on a corner, they wouldn't have this if this was in a, you know, normal backyard potentially. And of course, the septic location. Kathy?
I agree, due to the dimensions, the
Jennifer?
location of the property.
I also agree, based on everything else said.
Okay. Agree or disagree that the literal interpretation of the provision of the zoning ordinance would deprive the applicant of the rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district under the same zoning terms, and the variance is the minimum necessary. Bonnie?
Yeah, I agree.
Patrick?
I disagree. I feel like the plans could be accommodated to meet the ordinance.
Okay. Kathy?
I agree, just because of what all is situated on the property and where it sits between the roadways.
Jennifer?
Yeah, I would also agree too, based on where it's going to sit, all along with the roadways, and he also has neighbor support. She has neighbor support, excuse me.
Well, he might as well. He's sitting there too, so he seems to be all excited about it. All right. Agree or disagree, the special conditions and circumstances do not result from the applicant, excuse me, let me start over again, because apparently I don't know how to read tonight. The special conditions and circumstances do not result from the actions of the applicant. They are not self-created. I think we can all agree this is a self-created problem.
Yeah, disagree.
Agree or disagree, the granting of the variance will be in harmony with the general purpose and intent of this ordinance. I will agree with that because the way this is situated with the neighbor and because of the arborvitae's, blocking the noise, which is what our building inspector has said the 10 foot is for. Bonnie?
Yeah, I'll agree.
Patrick?
I disagree.
It's okay. Kathy?
I agree.
Jennifer?
Agree.
Do we agree on the arborvitae's?
Yes.
It's helpful.
And the neighbor's support.
Thank you. Agree or disagree, the variance will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the general welfare. Does anybody disagree with that?
No.
Agree or disagree, the spirit of this ordinance shall be observed, public safety secured, and substantial justice done. Do we all agree there? Do we have anybody that disagrees?
I don't know. So that's a hard one for me.
That's why we're talking about it.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna do a roll call then. I agree. Bonnie? Talking about public safety and substantial justice.
Yeah, I know. I see what Patrick is saying, because,
The spirit of the ordinance.
I'll agree. I'm going to agree.
Patrick?
I mean, I agree with the public safety aspect of it, but I'm going to say no.
Okay. Kathy?
I agree.
Jennifer?
I would agree just because it wouldn't really create an unsafe condition.
Yeah, the spirit of the ordinance is sound and privacy and not creating a disturbance. I think we're good.
Yes, I would agree. I think the arborvitaes are a good touch to knock down the noise, which appears to be the issue with this ordinance. All right, so we're going to do a roll call on just this one. So go ahead and do a roll call, and this is again just for the setback, please.
We have to make a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like I said, end of the day for me. Kathy, you're up.
Oh.
You spoke first.
Yep, I move to approve ZBA case number 26-752 at 1660 Lookout, Wolverine Lake, Michigan, on the basis for appeal of the statute 1280.06, parent C, parent 2, parent B, swimming pools, spas, hot tubs.
No, let me correct you. It's C1A.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. 1280-006, parent C, parent 1, parent A, swimming pools, spas, hot tubs, and similar facilities in non-lakefront yards, no swimming pool, spa, hot tub, or similar facility in the decks, walks, and appurtenances thereto shall be located nearer than 10 feet from the side or rear property line of the lot or parcel upon which it is situated, or near to any street on which the lot or parcel abuts than a distance of 10 feet greater than the building setback. Applicant proposes a 5-foot 2-inch rear setback to install a hot tub.
Okay. We have a motion. I'll second the motion. Do we have any discussion on the motion?
We need to list the reasons.
Yes, we will. But anybody have any discussion? So we'll do, Kathy, what do you want to do? Which
Okay.
numbers? You can do all of them if you want.
Yeah.
No, except for 3.
Except for 3, right? So, and using the dimensional variance checklist for all items in favor, except for Article 3
Yep, so 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6, please.
conditions. Yep.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second?
Any discussion on anything? If not, we'll take a roll call, please, when you're ready.
Tupper,
Yes.
Riddle,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Wazowski,
No.
Ruhle.
Yes. Okay, that's the first one. Second one, 1280.06. So now we're talking about swimming pool, spa, hot tub, and similar facilities. Maximum dimension for a spa and hot tub. Similar facility should not exceed 8 feet wide, 8 feet long by 39 inches in wide. Applicant proposes installing a hot tub, which it's not technically a hot tub, that is approximately 7 foot, 8 inches wide by 13 foot inches long, 51 inches in height. So now we're splitting hairs on what's a hot tub and what's not a hot tub. I've already said my opinion of it. I don't think this is necessarily a hot tub, but we'll have to make that determination.
It can be.
It's a spa, though.
Can be a hot tub.
It's listed as a spa, right? So it does call out spas. I think that's
But what
generally
does it
covered.
mean, swim spas? I don't know. Because it means swim spas. I think swim spas have a completely different size. I mean, this is not an abnormally large one. I've seen them larger
I
than
gotcha.
this.
Understood.
I do think planning might need to address this specifically, talk about swim spas, maybe someone do some,
Yeah, I mean, I was on the
Investigation about
discussion when that occurred, because I am on the board.
oh, that's right, I forgot
It
about
was the understanding that swim spa would be covered under a spa.
Maximum dimensions for a spa, hot tub, or similar facility shall
Yeah.
not exceed 8 feet by 8 feet. I think it's pretty clear.
I do too.
Sure. But were you talking about swim spas back when we did this?
It was brought up.
Okay. Did we know what dimensions of swim spas were when that was decided?
I mean, there wasn't a, there wasn't a defined size, if you will.
No, that's okay.
So I can add to that, because this went to council too, and it kind of went through a couple different meetings because there was some public comment that went on. And the definition for spa or hot tub in the ordinance includes hydro massage pool, tub for recreational and therapeutic use. So they did talk about the swim spas.
Okay.
They didn't designate a size to that. I personally have a swim spa at home, which is even bigger than this one. So they didn't address the sizes, but they do. They're very large. I mean, this one is not even one of the larger ones. So maybe that is something that could be brought up to Planning Commission's attention, that, we have the definition that includes the swim spas, but is it really because of the size limitations?
From my perspective, I think we need to delineate from hot tub to spa and have those delineated in there for our building inspector. So they would have a criteria of, if it's a hot tub, if that's what it is, and it's categorized as a hot tub, this is the dimension. If it's an actual swim spa like what you have, these are the dimensions we're going to work with. Because to me, it sounds like this definition of what we have sounds like a hot tub.
Yeah.
It does not sound like a swim spa.
And the definition, the title of that definition is spa or hot tub, which I agree with you, they should separate those two things because they are very different pieces of equipment.
And again, this is all new technology that's coming out. It's
Right.
not a fault of the Planning Commission. It's just something that you have to be flexible and potentially look at adding another line item to it to say,
Right.
if you're going to do a quote-unquote traditional swim spa, this is, and maybe it's the same spot. I don't know. I'm not on that board.
Right.
But maybe we have to delineate that and make the building inspector have the ability to say, yes, this is a swim spa. I mean, it is categorized differently, I assume, from a size perspective, so.
I mean, they're more of an alternate to a pool than they are.
Yes.
I mean, personally, that's why it was less expensive than a pool. And so it is more equivalent to a pool than it is a hot tub.
I agree.
Really.
I agree, but you wouldn't say a pool would be 8 feet
Right.
wide, 8 feet long. That wouldn't be a pool.
Right.
But it does call pool here, swimming pool, spa, hot tub. I mean,
Right.
Well, if the village is including a pool
they are though.
to be at 39 inches in height, I don't know, then we're basically saying that there's no above-ground pools. I know there's above-ground pools in the village, and I know that they're taller than 39 inches. So I don't know. To me, I personally think, again, I'm not on that board. I just think this ordinance needs to be looked at a little bit, and maybe some definitions need to be a little bit tightened up to kind of, so we don't have, this is the first time we've ever had this. I don't think we're going to have 10 swim spa people come running in here in the next week.
Right.
But if we have the next one, whatever that's going to be, I think we need to have a better set of parameters than what we have. Just my opinion. Obviously, council, we have our attorney here. She's given what her thought process is. We don't have anybody here from council tonight, but maybe this is something I can email Mark about, and they can look into this. Planning can potentially look into this. And I'm more of a believer of if we discuss it up front, get it all delineated out, they know going into this what they can do and what they can't do. And if they choose to come up in front of a board and ask for something different than what we've delineated, well, then we have more of an ability. To me, there seems to be a little bit of a gray area here from my perspective. And it's no fault of anybody's because I think this is new technology. So, all right, you guys ready to go through the checklist?
Just one more thing to our
course.
attorney. But you said there was some public conversation about it. What was the conversation? What did they?
The public conversation was actually more opposed to adding additional limitations in the ordinance. The public liked the way that the ordinance had read previously, but council decided that they wanted to make these changes, so.
Yeah, it created a lot of problems, being as big as it was before.
They did talk about the swim spas, but again, they didn't contemplate, I don't think, the size. So I think it would be wise for planning commission to at least discuss separating out. I mean, you have separate definitions for pools, swimming pools within this ordinance, but spa or hot tub, and the spa would be the swim spa, are one definition. That doesn't really make sense. And look at the dimensions for these things too.
Would there be another definition that we would have used for the term spa? Are we talking about you walk into, it's a steam spa? I mean, is that kind of what the thought process was? I think we should delineate, I mean, if spa, is that what we're talking about, then I think we should delineate another thing that says swimming pool spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. Because if swim spa and spa are two different thought processes, I think that needs to be delineated out.
Yeah, I think the definition here, spa or hot tub, I would say, obviously, hot tub's your traditional hot tub.
Yeah, I think we all know what hot tub
Spa seems
is.
to apply to
Spa seems
the
very
swim
big.
spa, because it's hydro massage pool
Okay.
or tub for recreational or therapeutic use, not designed or intended to have its contents drained or discharged after each use, which is what a swim spa would be.
Right. But
And a hot
but then
tub.
at that point, I don't think we took the extra step, which would be okay,
Right.
what are the sizes of these things? Because obviously the sizes of this, based on your experience, my experience, and what these folks are asking for, does not fit this. I've never seen one like this size. And our building inspector is shaking his head saying he's never seen one either.
No, right.
So I will
mean,
take his experience over mine.
Yeah.
So I just think we need to look at it a little bit deeper. Obviously, we can't do that tonight,
Right.
but I just think maybe planning and council should get together and have a conversation about that, so.
And I would just like to add, I struggled hard with denying this because of the fact, though, it does have seats at one end and they are jets. What is different with that part about being a hot tub? And it's heated. There's swim spas out there where it's just four walls and a jet blowing at you that you swim against. There's not seating where you could be like a both hot tub and swim spa.
My daughter is
In this
both,
perfect,
so.
in this unit.
Yeah, and then there's smaller ones of these. There's also, as we know with our attorney, there's also larger ones of these. So this seems to me kind of in the middle.
That's why I struggled hard with,
Okay,
that's why you guys get to make the decision.
that's why we get paid the big bucks. All right, agree or disagree? Let's go over our checklist. You guys have anything you want to go over? We're good to go? All right, agree or disagree? The special unique conditions and circumstances exist which are peculiar to the land structures of building involved, which are not generally applicable to other land structures or buildings in the same district. Does anybody want to change their answer from the original, from our last?
Yes,
vote?
I disagree with that.
Why?
They don't, because their structure and their property has nothing to do with them having a 13-foot spa versus an 8-foot spa.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll disagree.
Okay, well, hold on.
Sorry.
I said the same.
You agree with Bonnie?
You agree with Bonnie?
I do, yes.
Okay, all right. It confused me. All right, Kathy?
What it would be? I disagree with that too, because there is a choice in, I mean, it's just for the wording of the restriction on the size, really.
Yes, so you're in agreement with Bonnie and
Not-
Patrick?
Correct, that's
Okay.
correct.
Jennifer?
Sorry.
All right, take your time.
I'm going to keep my answer with agree, just because of, the lot shape and the septic, and I don't have a problem with it because it is smaller than the shed that is currently there.
Yes, it is. Okay, agree or disagree? The literal interpretation of the provision of the zoning ordinance would deprive the applicant of the rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district under the same zoning terms. The variance is the minimum necessary. Bonnie?
Disagree.
Patrick?
I disagree.
I will agree with this one. Kathy?
I agree, because I think that this wording needs to be updated.
Okay. Jennifer?
I also agree the ordinance needs to be updated.
Okay. Okay, I think,
You know, I'm going to change my answer on that one because
you're okay.
I think the ordinance needs to be updated too.
And I'll keep mine because the ordinance, yeah, is what it is at this point.
I see your side too.
Agree or disagree, the special conditions and circumstances do not result from the action of the applicant, they are not self-created? I think we can all disagree with that, correct?
Right.
I kind of agree with that one because I think if you look back at the wording, that limitation on the size probably is not really applicable to a spa.
Okay. I can-
Interesting way of looking at it, yeah.
And I don't know all the sizes of swim spas. I mean, I can only give you my experience. It sounds like there's bigger ones based on what we just heard. I know my daughter has swam in one that's at least this big, if not bigger. I don't know if there are anything smaller. So, all right, why don't we do this? Let's do a little roll call on this. Bonnie, what are your thoughts?
On 4?
You agree? Okay.
Oh, no,
We're on number 3, right?
I'm sorry, 3. We're on 3.
oh, okay, hold
No,
on.
are you for? Are you for, do you agree or disagree with number 3?
Okay, wait, I got to write my mind what you just said, just a minute.
Okay, that the actions are not self-created.
I disagree.
Okay. Kathy?
This is 3.
Did we just vote on this?
We did 3 already.
Well, we didn't get everybody's
Oh,
full.
He's just trying to be clear.
Well, it sounded like there was some people kind of going back against that. So are we all in agreement that we disagree that that it was not self-created? It's not self-created. They created the issue by putting the unit there.
Well, I disagree with that one because I think that the ordinance doesn't reflect.
Right, and that's what we talked about. So then I said, all right, do we want to go back and do a roll call? And that's what we did. So Bonnie, where are you in that roll call? Do you agree with Kathy, or do you disagree that it's self-created?
I disagree. I think it's self-created.
Okay, Patrick.
I disagree. I think it's self-created.
Okay, Jennifer.
Disagree.
Okay, and I'll also disagree with that one, but I understand what Kathy's saying. Okay, got through that one. Agree or disagree, the granting of the variance will be in harmony with the general purpose and intent of this ordinance.
I'm not sure.
I disagree.
Okay. I'm just a little concerned about how the ordinance is written. I know the ordinance is written the way it's written right now, but even our building inspector said he was having some trouble denying this based on what he was thinking.
I would have less trouble with it if it wasn't a swim spa / hot tub. You know?
Well, I think they're all technically, all could be a hot tub. I think they all have that capability. I don't care what the sizes are. I just think this one happens to be one that has seats.
I agree with this one because I think, there's some provisions that the homeowner has made to ensure that the neighbors are not disturbed through the arborvitae, and we do have a letter from the neighbor
We do.
with their support, so.
We do. Jennifer, what are your thoughts?
I completely agree with what Kathy just said.
I'll agree with that. They're trying to make it work.
Okay, so you want to go to change yours to agree now?
I didn't disagree before, did I?
Oh, I thought you did, but no, you didn't. So you're all good now. So you're very agreeable tonight.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree, the variance will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the general welfare. Do we all agree there? Or does somebody disagree?
No, I agree.
Agree or disagree, the spirit of this ordinance shall be observed, public safety, security, and substantial justice done. Bonnie?
I agree.
I agree as well. Patrick?
I disagree.
Okay. Kathy?
I agree.
Jennifer?
Agree.
Okay. All right, so from a perspective of our dimensional checklist, what we have is, number 1, we have two yays, 3 nays. Number 2, we were 4 to 1 yays. Number 3, it's 1 to 4, yay to nay. Number 4, we are 4 to 1, yay to nay. And number 5 and 6, on number 5, we are unanimous in numbers of yays, and number 6, it's 4 to 1. So, do I have a motion from
Jennifer.
Jennifer? Come on down. The price is right.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to approve ZBA case 267-2, or excuse me, 26-752 for 1660 Lookout, Wolverine Lake, Michigan, the ordinance of 1280.06, subsection C, subsection 2, subsection B, based on, oh, excuse me, we have to read the,
No,
Do
just
we have
put,
to?
the last sentence should be fine.
okay, so our applicant proposes installing a hot tub that is approximately 7 foot 8 inch wide by 13 foot long by 51 inches in height, based on, and if I can see here, on the checklist number 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Perfect. Excellent motion.
I second.
Yes. Second by Kathy. Okay, so we are voting on the second portion of this. So roll call, please.
Moretto.
Yes.
Tupper.
Come back to me, please.
Newman.
Yes.
Wazowski.
No.
I'm always last, so.
I'm really struggling with this one. No.
Minneletti.
Yes.
You need 4. So it fails.
So that portion of the ordinance fails.
We don't have a full quorum now. Does that affect that?
We have a quorum. We don't have a full board, but the quorum we only need is 5 by state law.
We have 5 people here, don't we?
But
Yes.
who else? Oh,
Mark.
Marty and, oh,
Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
By,
you dissented?
by state law, we have a quorum.
No, I meant like, did you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Agree.
So we're
we
3 to
have
2.
3 to 2.
3 agree.
But being that we are technically a 7, well, we're only a 6-member board though.
Even a 6, 4 is your majority, so you need 4.
Okay. From our attorney?
Oh, then we
It's
did-
of the entire board, not just those present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Don't we have the right to hear the case from the full board though?
We don't technically have a full board. We only have 1 additional person. But by law, we have and correct me if I'm saying anything wrong.
You have 4.
By law, we have a quorum, by state law.
Wouldn't they, I think I understand what the applicant is saying is normally, wouldn't they have the option to proceed before the case is heard? Or do they still have that option to come back with our full board?
My understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, if we have a quorum, we're open.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I have 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, doesn't matter.
I thought they had the option to come back another,
I mean, at the beginning of the case, the applicant could say, hey, I see you're missing someone tonight.
Right.
We'd prefer to come back next week. Will you please postpone tonight's actions? I mean, the applicant could request that, but that didn't happen. And you have a legal quorum, as your chair stated.
It's not our responsibility to point that out to my, again, correct me if I'm wrong. To
No,
my
you're not.
understanding, it's not our responsibility to point that out to the applicant.
It's not.
I know it's been a discussion point in the past, but this is what has come down from administration. If we have a quorum, we can hear the case. So why don't we take 30 seconds? Is there anybody who wants to, whether it's you voted for or against this, does anybody want to change their mind? Do you want to talk this out? I'm not saying you have to, and I'm not putting pressure on anybody. Act like they're not even here. We're just talking. Is there anybody that has questions? Is there anybody who wants to talk it further? Or if you're set with what you voted for, then we're set.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Nothing really, it's just I've lived here my whole life, you guys don't need to hear know, it's just I want a little oasis in my own backyard. And this swim spa stuff is very new.
Yes.
So I hope that you guys would just adjust it, especially since it's not in the ordinance. You know, I'm a good neighbor to the village, never in trouble.
I agree.
Do as you please, but at the,
Are there any health concerns? Why swim spas? Like any health concerns with you? I mean, or it's just a stay in shape,
Arthritis,
just a-
psoriatic arthritis, do you have?
I do have pain, and it is everyone knows it's better to work out, and it's better for your joints. I do that.
Okay. Guys, you want to discuss it further, or are we good?
I think the biggest thing is like the neighbor has seen the plans. They would be the one the most impacted by the construction of it. Does it matter if it's 8 feet wide by 8 feet wide or 7 by 13? Is it going to make a big difference if it's 51 inches tall or 39? From a community standpoint?
Probably not. It's just when the next one comes that's, 10 by 17, well, that's only 2 feet bigger than the last one we approved, it's the scope creep that always concerns me.
Yeah, I have nothing against a swimming pool, and personally, I think it looks nice, the design looks good and everything, and I think our job, we're tasked to look, at the standards of the ordinance and apply that. That's the challenging part, I think, of our job, but,
All right, you convinced me. I'm
No,
gonna
no,
go
no,
home.
I'm not convincing
No,
anybody.
the arguments have convinced me. I'm going to
This
change
is
my
not
vote
about
to agree.
convincing. I just
understand.
want to talk this through.
I understand. I'm going to change my vote.
So if you want to, your vote's final already, but if you want to rescind your vote, someone from the opposing side needs to make a motion to do that. And then you would make a new motion.
But not the same person.
What do you mean?
Bonnie would have to make a motion, right?
Whoever voted against it, Bonnie and
she would.
one of you, yeah, would have to make the motion to
rescind her own.
rescind. To rescind.
So you can
And
make
then
a motion.
someone would make, once you voted on that, whether you agree to rescind that motion, then someone would need to present a new motion.
Got it. So if you want to rescind, you have to make a motion to rescind your,
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to rescind my vote on the ordinance for 1280.06C, Section 2, subsection B, on the proposed spa.
okay?
So you're rescinding the entire motion, is what you're rescinding, the entire vote, not just your
Okay,
vote.
the entire vote. I make a motion.
I will second that. Do you want a roll call or all in favor? What do you want?
Yep, you do a roll call.
Roll call on that, please.
Moretto,
Yes.
Tupper,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Minoletti,
Yes.
Wazowski.
Yes?
Okay. All right. Jennifer,
Now you need to.
you're up.
All right. Okay, I would like to make a motion to approve ZBA case 26-752 for 1660 Lookout, Wolverine Lake, Michigan. For for ordinance 1280.06 subsection C, subsection 2, subsection B. Applicant proposes installing a hot tub that is approximately 7 foot 8 inch wide by 13 foot long by 51 inches in height. I'd like to approve based on the checklist points of 2, 4, 5, and 6.
You have a motion? I'll second the motion. Roll call, please.
Okay. Wazowski,
No?
Tupper,
Yes.
Moretto,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Minoletti.
Yes. You're good. So give it 10 days or so for a permit. It's about what you need, right? Give or take. So sometime after the holiday, maybe going into the next weekend. And then work with the village and you're all set.
And keep
You're
the
welcome.
keep
All
the
right.
arborvitae's alive, please.
Watch the bucks. Watch the bucks.
For what it's worth, I know I've done it in like multiple cities, and a lot of them look at this as the use of swimming versus the hot tub, or like a spa.
Yeah, I think we're
So
going to have to delineate.
The activity of swimming, you can swim in it, then they classify it as a pool, versus a hot tub or a spa, That's
Yeah.
kind of like Kleenex and tissue. They're kind of interchangeable
Yeah, yeah.
names.
Yeah, I think we're going to look into a couple things a little deeper. But thank you. Appreciate the information.
Enjoy it.
You're welcome. All right.
I'm better.
You're welcome. Have a nice holiday weekend. Yeah, all right. So, new business. We got new blood. This is always the fun part of my day. Always the fun part of my day. John? John didn't show up.
No.
Maybe John got put on another board. Well, can't talk to John because John's not here.
We wanted to talk to David anyway.
We're going to talk to David. David is a longtime member of the village. He may have started the village. He's been here 50 years.
You were born here, practically.
Actually, 1965, I think.
Awesome.
Wow.
And he has seen a lot of changes. Some of them probably not good. So why? Why do you want to join our so much fun on a third Tuesday of every month? When people are crying out in the audience because they didn't get a swim spot.
Go to the microphone.
Oh, microphone, I'm sorry. Come on up here, state your name and your address, please.
I am David Hunt, and my address is 1204 Lakeview. And I lived here most of my life, and I've seen a lot of changes. And a lot of I think it's important to have the building ordinance here because people are constantly tearing down and rebuild, and adding on and doing all this stuff. And I think it's very important that we have these ordinances so everybody, all of our homes that we have can stay our homes and not be disrupted by our neighbors or doing something that is not correct. So it shouldn't be allowed. At the same time, as you witnessed today, and a lot of these times we need a variance, there's a lot of logical reasons for variances. And with the shape of the lake and where the houses are and the borders and everything and how old this village is, it's very difficult. And the job you guys have is extremely hard, I think, to do. But I've been here quite a few times, and I had a house built 6 years ago, and I went through this, and I was just impressed by, having the building ordinances and the permitting and all that. And I see the reasoning and logic for doing that. And I also needed to get a variance. And the variance I got was real simple one, not difficult like today. This one was much more difficult. But I think that it would just be, I would like to be on part of the board to help you guys out. And I know you all have lives and you have to have vacations and take some time off and activities in your life you're not going to be here. And I saw there was an opening, a couple of openings, and I thought, well, it's not good if you don't have enough people.
We're actually short 4. We're actually short 2
4?
alternates as well. So
Yeah.
normally we have a 9-person board,
Yeah.
technically, from a state law perspective, but you can go as low as 5. We have 6 now, but we only have technically 1 member. The rest are either myself as the chairperson, or we have just liaisons.
I saw that today, and I was like, that can't be right, only one.
No, it's right.
We have 2.
Yeah, based on what I have.
Technically.
Yeah, technically, yeah. I mean, she's an officer, so.
Yeah.
So we meet, third Tuesday of every month, and I always ask everybody the same silly question. There are going to be times where you're going to have to sit behind this desk and make a decision that people are not going to like you. You're going to go to the ice cream stand, you're going to get yourself a nice cone with your wife or whoever, and they're going to look at you with some dirty looks. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have the availability. I'm retired, and I already looked through my schedule, my travel schedule through the end of the year, and I'm here every Tuesday.
Yeah, we usually meet, we don't meet every month. I mean, we'll probably meet on average 6 to 8 times a year. Wintertime tends to be a little bit slower because nobody's building anything that time at that point. We generally get a little busier into the spring, early summer, then it kind of dies off a little bit, and then might get something into the fall. But 6 to 8 times, and usually meetings last, like now, it'll last a little over an hour. And they're usually pretty calm like this one. Every once in a while, we get one that's maybe not so calm. But it just comes down to, you just got to be able to think through it, which, I mean, I know who you are. We've talked in the past.
Right.
I think you'd be perfect for the board. I mean, you have my full support. I think you'd be great. And
You have to do a little little homework ahead of time,
Yeah.
you know, visit the sites.
Well, I'm not worried about that with him. I think he'll probably lead us on the homework part and probably school us on what's there.
What's there.
But,
Perfect.
yeah, I think he'd be great for the board. So any other questions for Mr. Hunt?
How soon can you start?
I'm available immediately, so.
Well, we would, well, Mark's not here. Can we still do a request to send in the council or no? Because,
Yeah, you can take action.
because we have a quorum. All right, well, I'm going to make a motion that we send David's application for approval to council.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Do you want him at council at the next council meeting?
You'll have to ask Dave, the village administrator.
Okay.
about that.
I've got your email on here. I'm going to send an email out tomorrow to our administrator asking if he wants you at the next meeting. A lot of times I try to be there if I can from a schedule standpoint. So I'll just communicate with via email, and then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, I mean, the council thing is just formality, but there's a good chance that you'll be at our next meeting.
All right, I do have a question.
Of course.
When you're looking.
No, we don't get paid.
No.
There's no company car,
Well,
and there's
never
no
mind, I take it all
retirement.
back. No, on the variances, do you guys always go out to the houses and look at them?
It's mandatory. I
Oh,
want
okay, good.
everybody out
I'm
to-
glad to hear that because, you know, I've been through many of these and I've, you know, read through them and looked, and I'm like, you gotta go and see the house and see what they're
Yeah.
talking about, because then you go, oh, that's what they're
And
talking
they're required to stake them so
Yeah.
that we can see exactly what's happening and all that, so.
You'll get a badge that if you walk on the property, so it says, who are you? And you pull out your little badge. But again, I can't require you to do it, but
Yeah.
the village says they want us to do it.
Yeah, it makes
And I
sense.
can tell you that I have sat here long enough to know who has done it, who has gone to see something and who hasn't gone to see something based on their questions. So if something's not marked, for example, I usually will let the administrator know, hey, it's a week before, 5 days before, you know, it's not marked. But we want these things marked ahead of time because people's schedules can be a little bit conflicting, and sometimes you can get out there 2 weeks beforehand, and sometimes you can get out the day before. So, you know, we'll kind of walk you through it and, you know, kind of help you and answer any questions that we have. I mean, obviously, the communication can only be during this chamber. We can't be communicating on cases outside of here. But, you know, obviously, if you have general questions about, you know, what do we do? I mean, obviously,
Procedure, process.
yeah, we're here to, we're like one big, happy, you know, crazy family that we all just want to help each other. And nobody has an ego here. We all help each other. And I've been doing this, God, I think it's almost 20 years. And these guys teach me stuff all the time. So, I mean, it's just, it's one big family.
Packet too, right?
Yeah, it's really difficult when you live on a lake who had, you know, not so many anymore, but who had so many, like, you know, little summer cottages and things.
Yes.
It's a huge lot, and now somebody wants to build a 3,000 square foot house on it, and there's plenty of room for it, but we've got neighbors on each side who are used to an 800 square foot cottage, and, you know, but life goes on, you know, you gotta, that's when it really gets difficult to try to balance, you know.
It does, but at the end of the day, the village is still running a business, and how we run a business is how to bring in revenue is taxes.
Right.
And if we all had 800 square foot ranches on this lake, we would not be in business as a village.
Exactly.
So we all have to look at that too, that tearing down that small house that pays $1,500 a year in taxes and put up a nice, big, beautiful house that pays $10,000 a year in taxes.
25.
Well, we're all not as rich as you, so we have to look at that as well. I mean, we are still running, the village needs revenue, so we have to make the best decision for the village. And plus, we have to keep the building inspectors, you know, going, because this guy gets really bored if he has nothing to do. So, all right, we can't really talk about the other person because they didn't show up. So if John Jack Genero wants to come to the next meeting, please, we would love to talk to you because you have a
Thank you,
very impressive
David.
revenue.
Look forward to
David,
working
thank you. All right, so council is not here. So can't really talk about council. We don't have any tabled business, so unless anybody wants to talk. Now, we do have a meeting in June. I was told we have 3 cases.
Probably.
Okay, I was told we have cases. So is anybody that is here tonight not available on June 16th?
I'm going to be out of town that weekend. I should be available, but if I'm not.
Good news is we do the meetings on
I can
Tuesday.
Reach out, yeah.
I'm leaving the morning of the 17th, but I'll be here on the
Okay.
16th.
If anybody can't make it, just keep in touch with the village and let us know. I mean, we only have 2 potential misses. Now, if David gets on here beforehand, maybe 3. So I will be here. So if there's anybody that's definitely going to miss, just send an email, okay? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and we had a second by Kathy. Okay, all right, guys, you're all set. Thank you. David, thank you.
Well, I gotta-